So you find that you're really nervous in matches or that you're struggling to relax in situations where you need to relax. In this video, I'm going to give you some ideas that are going to help you relax in the situations you need to be relaxing in and kind of combat nervousness so that you're more confident in matches. Hey, what's up guys? Dave here from Simply Soccer, where we help you improve your game and stand out on the pitch. And on this channel, we release daily soccer tips, technique, and training videos. So if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe. So one of the #1 things I get asked is how to be confident, relaxed, and prevent nervousness in matches. Many players will come and comment or message me telling me that they play great in practice, that they, are great when they're playing with their friends, or basically in low pressure situations, they're playing fantastically well, but they're not able to bring this into matches with them. Now, we have gone over many other videos on confidence and getting over nervousness, so I will link those in the description so you have access to those, and so you have plenty of information on how to work towards not only getting over this, but becoming a confident player. But today I want to talk about how you can relax when the ball's coming your way and not get nervous when you're about to receive the ball, when you do have the ball, and in other situations like this. Now, when I say relax, I don't mean your body's relaxed, like you're kind of like loose, not that kind of relaxed. I'm talking more about your mind, because one of the biggest things that trips up players, at least in my eyes, is they're overthinking situations. Soccer is a sport where you don't really have too much time to think anyway. You're really acting on instinct. Sure, there'll be little moments where you have time to think about what run you're going to make, but usually if you make a decision, you have to do it right away, or else, the ball's passed you by or the play's already finished. So recognize that when I say relax, I'm not talking about your body goes limp and you breathe in slowly and you relax like you're meditating or something like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about relaxing your mind and clearing your mind, because one of the biggest things that trips up players is they have a million thoughts going through their mind. They're getting nervous, and the reason you're getting nervous is always down to what you're thinking. Now, you might be verbally thinking this in your head by saying, I don't know where the defender is. What if I mess up? What if I turn into the defender? What if I make a mistake and my coach yells at me? Those are thoughts going through your head that are making you nervous because you're imagining and visualizing the outcome of messing up, which is causing you to be nervous and put pressure on yourself, or unneeded pressure on yourself, which is causing you to make the mistakes that you're making. So I want to, encourage you to relax your mind and calm it, to not be thinking about anything, to be fully engaged in the moment. And we spoke about this in a recent video, which again, I can link down there before, about how to really make sure you're getting the most out of your practice, but it involves games as well. When you're in games, you want to be entirely engaged on the game. You don't want to be up in your head. You almost want to be in your body. You want to be feeling everything. You want to be hearing everything. You want to be interpreting all the information that's going on around you so that you can make the best decision in a split second. Because you're not going to have time when the ball's coming towards you to think, well, should I go to the left? Should I go to the right? Let me quickly or very slowly look over my shoulder. Oh, there's a defender coming. I better shield the ball. I mean, that took me 5 seconds to exaggerate there, but you can tell if I did that in a match, I'm going to lose the ball, or the defender's going to close me down, or I'm just going to have no idea what's going on, and things are going to move forward without me. See, soccer is really quick, but you need to understand when to relax, you need to understand to clear your mind, and you need to know when to do certain things. Now, like making decisions and good decision making does come with time. If you find yourself making poor decisions right now, it might just be down, if it's not to nervousness, to lack of experience. As you experience more situations, as you play more games, as you play more practices, you will get used to and become accustomed to certain situations and how to react in them. For example, if you're in matches and you keep turning into pressure and losing the ball, you're going to just naturally learn, okay, I need to check over my shoulder, or I need to make sure there's no one behind me closing me down before turning. That's just something you'll learn through experience. And it's the same with if you make a pass too quickly and you have more time, you'll just be like, okay, I need to make sure I'm always looking over my shoulder and making sure if no one's back there that I can turn into space and face forward. These are things that we will learn through time, but you don't want a lack of confidence or this lack of relaxing and clearing your mind to be the reason you're not doing those things. Essentially, we want to get you to a point where you're acting almost solely on instinct in your matches. I mean, if you think of the best players, most of them are reacting to what's going on around them. Sure, they have a certain plan that they practiced ahead of time of what they're going to do in matches. Like when you see Ronaldo doing his step overs, you know, those are planned. I mean, he's going to be instinctively doing them in matches. You know, it's habitualized to him. But the reason it is because he puts so much work in practice to make it second nature. And that's what you need. Really, the real cure for lack of confidence or nervousness is practice. We went over the confidence-competence loop, and it's as you gain more competence in an area, so let's say it's skill moves, the more confident you become, and the more confident you become, the more competent you become. Because if you're confident and performing something, you're always going to do better than if you're not confident and performing something. So if you find yourself nervous in a certain area, if you find that, for example, when you have a goal-scoring opportunity, you become nervous, well, maybe you haven't practiced quite enough those situations in your individual training. If you find yourself, like I had a player mention recently, that his mind goes blank, or that he can't beat players one-on-one because he doesn't know what to do. The cure for this is to practice your skill moves so much that it becomes second nature. I mean, that's the point that many high-level players are at. When they do a step over, they don't think in their head, I'm going to do a step over next, or I'm going to do this next. Now, maybe if you have a little bit of space and you have time to think about it and you're able to analyze the situation, but you'll get better at analyzing situations quicker. But the point is, to have more confidence, in order to relax, in order to get over nervousness, one of the best cures is action. One of the best cures is practicing that area you're nervous at. And I'm just going to leave you with this thought, because this is an example I give all the time, but I think it paints a pretty vivid picture on how confidence affects performance. Let's say you have two players, and both players are taking penalties on opposite teams in a match. Player A is a player who has not practiced penalties. He's a player who hasn't really taken penalties before, but it's a penalty shootout and he's being asked to take the 5th penalty. He steps up nervous, he puts the ball down, he's just a bundle of nerves at this point. He takes the shot, it's a really soft shot, and the keeper easily saves it. Now, player B on the opposite team has the chance to score the winning penalty, a much more pressure situation. He steps up confidently, he places the ball down with authority, he takes a few steps back, he thinks about where he's going to put the ball, and he runs up and puts it there with confidence and scores the winning goal. The difference between player B is he practiced. He, over the week, knowing his team might be in a penalty shootout, practiced his penalties over and over and over again. He practiced picking his spot on both sides. He practiced being confident going up. The reason he was more confident is because he had more practice. That's all it was in that situation. If you try something new, you're going to be nervous. That's just how it goes. If you are going to go up and do something new, it's going to be a little nerve-wracking at first because you've never done it before. But if you, for example, want to get good at a certain skill move like the step over, and you, in a match, try it and it doesn't work out, well, maybe you were nervous in that situation because you've never really tried it before. But let's say for a month you practice your step overs every day, you're working hard, you're challenging yourself. Well, guess what's going to happen when you get into a game next time and you try it? You're going to be a lot more confident in doing it. All right, guys, so this video went on a little longer than I wanted, but just remember this when it comes to relaxing in matches. Essentially, what it means to relax is not your body. You want to be energized. You want to be moving around. I mean, if you just relax your body and just kind of lackadaisically move around, that's not going to work. I'm talking about your mind. You don't want a million thoughts up there. So do your best to clear your mind and work on instinct. Now, don't be, turned off if you can't do this right away. It takes practice, but just keep at it. Persistence is what's going to get you there, and continued practice, well, persistence is what's going to get you there. So just relax, practice the areas you're not confident at. So if you say, I can't do this, I get nervous doing this, practice those areas more, and just relax your mind in matches. Be aware of the current situation. Don't be thinking about other stuff. Be engaged right here, right now in the situation. I actually did this in a match the other day, and I scored a ton of goals because I just engaged. I made sure I knew everything that was going on around me. I was focused only in the moment, so when there was a defender behind me, I knew it. When I had space to turn, I knew it. When I had an opportunity to shoot or take a man on or my teammate, there was even one situation where my head was down the whole time when I had the ball, but because I was scanning the field beforehand, I knew where my teammate was and was able to play him in on goal accurately. So just be engaged and be present in the moment, relax the mind, and let your instincts take over. And if your instincts aren't developed enough yet, just make sure you're practicing on those areas you're not confident in. All right, guys, again, sorry for the long video, but let me know as the question of the day, what area are you not confident in or you find yourself nervous in matches? So whatever it may be, when do you find yourself nervous in matches? Really think about it, and then tell me how you're going to improve it. What practices are you going to do? You know, so for example, if maybe you get the ball and your back's towards goal and you get nervous, maybe you need to make sure and make it a habit to keep looking over your shoulder. Okay, something like that. So let me know in the comments what it is that makes you nervous in games and how you're going to combat that and fix it. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. I have no idea how long it's gone on because I don't have a timer in front of me, but hopefully it hasn't dragged on too long. I got a little passionate about this one. But thank you so much for watching. You know, make sure you share this video with a teammate who needs it, who finds themselves getting nervous in matches, so that they can have some information that can help them over this problem. Make sure you also subscribe if you're new and like this video. I'm gonna have 2 videos come up on the screen so you can continue to keep learning and getting better at this wonderful sport. Also, make sure you come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. because we will have a brand new video then. And remember, this is Simply Soccer, where we're helping you improve your game and stand out on the pitch. And I'll see you guys in the next video.